Imagine getting arrested. Not for a crime you knew existed, but for something so strange, so outdated, you never even imagined it could be illegal. What if I told you that in parts of America, you could technically break the law just by doing something as simple as wearing the wrong thing, eating in the wrong place, or even falling asleep at the wrong time? These aren't myths. These are real laws, some bizarre, some outdated, and some that could actually put you in serious trouble. And today, on Uncovered America, we're diving into the strange and dangerous laws hiding in plain sight across the United States. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Uncovered America, because what you're about to hear might change the way you look at laws forever. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start with something that sounds almost unbelievable. In some parts of the United States, there are laws that were written decades or even centuries ago, and technically, they are still active today. For example, in certain places, it is illegal to fall asleep in a cheese factory. Sounds funny, right? But imagine being charged for something so harmless. Now, while this law might not be enforced today, it shows how strange legal systems can become over time. But not all weird laws are harmless. Some can actually land you in serious trouble. In certain states, there are laws that restrict what you can wear in public. Historically, these laws were created for specific social or cultural reasons, but today, they can still be used in unexpected ways. Imagine visiting a place, thinking you're dressed normally, and suddenly being told you're violating a law you didn't even know existed. Then there are laws about what you can and cannot do in public spaces. In some areas, it is technically illegal to loiter, even if you're just standing around waiting for a friend. The problem is, loitering can be interpreted differently depending on who is enforcing the law. That means two people doing the exact same thing could be treated completely differently. One walks away freely, the other gets questioned or worse. Now here's where things start to feel a bit more serious. There are laws in America that give authorities broad power, and while they are meant to maintain order, they can sometimes be used in ways that feel unfair. For example, certain laws allow police officers to detain individuals based on suspicion alone. This doesn't mean you've committed a crime, it simply means you might be suspected of something. And in that moment, your freedom depends entirely on interpretation. Think about that for a second. You're walking down the street, minding your own business, and suddenly, you're stopped. Not because you did something wrong, but because someone thinks you might have. That's the kind of situation where laws can feel less like protection and more like power. There are also laws related to everyday activities that can turn risky if you're not aware of them. In some places, even something like collecting rainwater used to be restricted due to water rights laws. While many of these regulations have changed, the idea behind them shows how something simple can become complicated and even illegal depending on where you are. And then come the laws that sound funny, until they're enforced. In certain states, it has been illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Originally, this law was meant to prevent horse theft because thieves would use ice cream to lure horses away. But imagine explaining that in today's world. Still, if a law exists, it can technically be enforced. But let's move into more dangerous territory. Some laws related to self-defense and personal safety can be extremely complex. In different states, the rules about when you can defend yourself and how vary widely. In one place, you might be fully protected under the law, while in another, the same action could lead to serious legal consequences. That confusion can be dangerous, especially in high-pressure situations where decisions are made in seconds. Another area where laws can feel both strange and risky is freedom of speech. While the United States strongly protects free speech, there are still limits. Certain types of speech, especially those considered threatening or inciting harm, can lead to legal action. The challenge is understanding where that line is. What feels like an opinion to one person might be seen as a threat by another. And then there are laws involving technology and privacy areas that are constantly evolving. In some cases, recording someone without their consent can be illegal, depending on the state. That means something as simple as pulling out your phone to record a moment could actually break the law. And with social media being such a big part of life today, that line is easier to cross than ever before. Let's not forget traffic laws, which might seem straightforward but can also hide unexpected surprises. In certain areas, even small actions like honking your horn unnecessarily or driving too slowly can be considered violations. These might seem minor, but repeated offenses can add up quickly, leading to fines or even more serious consequences. What makes all of this even more complicated is that laws in the United States are not the same everywhere. Each state and sometimes even each city can have its own rules. That means something completely legal in one place could be illegal just a few miles away. For travelers, tourists, or even people moving between states, this creates a legal maze that's hard to navigate. And here's the real question. How many of these laws do people actually know? The truth is, most people don't. They go about their daily lives assuming they're following the rules, not realizing that some of those rules are outdated, unclear, or rarely enforced until suddenly they are. This raises an important issue. Should all laws, no matter how old or strange, still be considered valid? Or should there be a system that regularly reviews and removes laws that no longer make sense? Because when laws become too confusing or outdated, they stop serving the people and start creating problems instead. At the same time, it's important to understand that laws exist for a reason. Many of them were created in response to real issues at the time. But as society changes, those laws don't always keep up. And that gap between old rules and modern life is where things can get strange and sometimes dangerous. Imagine being in a situation where you accidentally break a law you didn't even know existed. How would you defend yourself? Saying, "I didn't know," usually isn't enough. And that's what makes these laws so powerful. They don't just exist, they can impact real lives in real ways. As we come closer to the end, think about this. If laws can be this strange, this complex, and sometimes this unpredictable, how well do we really understand the systems that govern us? And more importantly, how prepared are we to deal with them when things go wrong? If this video made you think, drop a comment below and tell me which of these laws shocked you the most. And do you think outdated laws should be removed or kept as part of history? Don't forget to share this video with your friends because chances are they have no idea these laws exist either. This is Uncovered America, where we reveal the hidden truths, the untold stories, and the realities most people never question. Stay curious, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.